had sex!
Welcome everyone. Today we will be learning about how to write algebraic expressions. So let's get to it. I find algebra so exciting because it is used in everyday life, and you may not even realize. I can use it when I go to the grocery store, at a restaurant, or ordering home delivery. Many exciting jobs require algebra, such as a business owner, forester, elevator technician, landscape architect, financial advisor, analyst, mobile developer, engineer, and even rocket scientists at NASA. And guess what? Each one of these professionals started at the same place as you. And after years of practice and persistence, they became experts at it. Just like you can. Let me show you how to get started. To apply algebraic expressions to everyday life, first we need to understand the lingo. These are words that give us clues as to which operation is needed. To prompt us to use addition, we might hear words such as sum, plus, more than, increase, and larger than. To prompt us to use the subtract sign, we might hear words like difference, minus, less than, decrease, and take away. Words that might get us to use the multiply sign might include product, times, per, twice, and triple. On the other hand, if we were to use the divide operation, we might hear words like quotient, half, third, quarter, and split. First, let's turn these basic word phrases into simple algebraic expressions. Once we have defined the variables, we need to determine the operator in use, such as add, subtract, divide, or multiply. This will come with practice. It is very important that we get the order correct also. 4 less than x can be expressed as x subtract 4. 4 more than x can be expressed as x add 4. The quotient of x and 4 is expressed as x divided by 4. The product of x and 4 is expressed as x multiplied by 4. Now let's go the other way and turn these simple algebraic expressions into basic word phrases. Again, we need to identify the numbers, operators, and variable, and put them in the correct sequential order when phrasing it into words. For the expression 10 subtract x, we could say something like 10 decreased by x. Here we just substituted the subtract sign with the words decreased by. Similarly, the expression x add 10 can be worded like x increased by 10. The words increased by have been used instead of add. X divided by 10 can be worded into something like x split into 10. And x multiplied by 3 can be worded as x tripled, because triple means 3 times. That was easy, wasn't it? Now let's try something more challenging. Let's say I go to the fruit market and I see that the bananas are $6 per pound. Then I have to buy a carry bag for $5 to carry them home. But I don't know how many bananas I'm getting yet. Let's write an algebraic expression for this. Let's break it down. First, we know that the bananas cost $6 per pound, and per means multiply. So we can write 6 multiplied by p. P can represent the pounds of bananas. We do not know yet how many pounds of bananas we are getting, so this is the unknown variable. Then the carry bag will be another $5, so we can add $5 at the end. In this scenario, this number will not change, and is what we call a constant. The coefficient in this scenario is the $6. The final expression can be written as 6p plus 5. For example, just say we were marine biologists in a submarine counting the wildlife. We could use y as our variable for yellow jellyfish and b as our variable for blue. We could say the sum of y plus b gives us the total number of jellyfish. We then counted 50 blue jellyfish. We can then substitute the b with 50. This gives us y plus 50. We have not counted the yellow jellyfish, so y will be the unknown variable. This is a representation of an algebraic expression. So what if we are asked this question? What is the difference between the number of blue and yellow jellyfish? How would you write this as an algebraic expression if we know that we have 50 blue jellyfish? We need to first define our variables, which is b and y. We also know that the key word here is difference, which also means we need to use the operator subtract or minus. We know that b is 50, so our final expression will be 50 minus y. Just say we are now counting fish, then each fish has baby triplets. If f is the number of fish, and each fish has baby triplets, can you write an expression which represents the number of babies? So, the variable will be f, and the keyword here is triplets, which means triple, or multiply by 3. The final expression will be f multiplied by 3. Now we will be tracking humpback whales in the ocean. If W represents the number of whales, and half of the whales migrate north of the equator, and the other half migrate south, can you write an expression representing the number of whales migrating south? So the variable will be W, and the main keyword here is half, which means divide by 2. So our final expression will be W divided by 2. Can you think of any real-life situations where you can make your own algebraic expressions? How about you, Rex?
Okay, I have an idea. I love ordering pizza and getting home delivery. So each pizza costs $10 each, and then each soda is $2. Then the pizza delivery fee will be $12. I don't know how many pizzas or drinks I am getting yet. So I will make my unknown variables p and s for pizza and soda. So I will start with 10p, add 2s, then add 12 for the delivery fee. Then my final expression will be 10p, add 2s, add 12. 10 is the coefficient for the variable p, and 2 is the coefficient for the variable s. The constant is 12. Hungry, anyone?
I have an idea. I want to play tennis this weekend with my friends. The court hire is $17 per hour, and the racket hire is $2 per racket. I will also buy 1 pack of tennis balls for $8. I don't know how many hours we will play, so h will be my unknown variable. I don't know how many rackets are needed yet, so r is also my unknown variable. But I know the balls will cost me $8, so that won't change and will be my constant. 17 goes in front of the h to make 17 multiplied by h because it's $17 per hour. Then we put 2 in front of the r to make 2 multiplied by r because it's $2 per racket. Then I will add my constant of 8 for the tennis balls. My final expression will be 17h, add 2r, add 8. What are the coefficients, I hear you ask? They are 17 and 2, because they are in front of my unknown variables, h and r. Now, did I ace it or what?
I think that's Game Set Math for today. LOL, you all did great, and we shall see you in our next class of Math Sucks.